lives been sacrificed to science.
Men were being taken advantage of by the federal government.
This was not some mad scientists in the basement doing this. It was public information.
Lives were lost, but the experiments continued.
It was racially motivated, it was racially conceived.
Correspondent George Strait travels to Alabama to find out the truth behind the deadly deception.
Herman Shaw, just short of 90, has lived all his years in Alabama. Today is a momentous one for Shaw. And for his friend and neighbor, Charles Pollard. They are headed to Montgomery, the state capital, to be honored guests at a special performance of the Alabama Shakespeare Festival. The play they have come to see, Miss Evers' Boys, is a fictionalized account of a notorious medical experiment known as the Tuskegee study. In this experiment, government doctors promised black men in Alabama free treatment for syphilis, a disease sometimes called bad blood.
United States government I'm talking about now, in Washington, is sending down the best medicine to treat anybody in this county who needs it, even if you're poor. If you got bad blood, you're going to get a chance to be treated. Now, that's something. That's what I drove here to tell y'all.
How come they never interested before?
Well, they're interested now.
In fact, the government doctors withheld treatment. They were interested in studying syphilis, not in curing it.
I don't think I got bad blood.
Herman Shaw and Carter Howard, Price Johnson and Charles Pollard are survivors of the experiment. But hundreds of lives were gambled, and dozens of lives were lost.
In many ways, these men's lives didn't count. These were poor black sharecroppers in Macon County, Alabama. And they were in many ways expendable.
The Tuskegee study has been grossly misunderstood and misrepresented this way. And the fact was that it was concern for the black community trying to set the stage for the best public health approach possible and best therapy that led to the study being carried out.
What is the truth behind this study? I'm George Strait, and I've come here to Macon County, Alabama, where it all took place, to try to find out. The experiment was called the Tuskegee Study of Untreated Syphilis in the Negro Male. It was authorized by the U.S. Public Health Service, paid for with taxpayers' dollars, and conducted by government doctors. Now, the aim was to learn more about how syphilis, this deadly and debilitating disease, actually attacks the body. The method was to withhold treatment from 400 men, all poor, all black, and all deceived by the promise of care. Now, the medical establishment has never denied the facts of this tragedy, which for many has come to symbolize medical misconduct and a disregard for human rights in the name of science. But the question remains, how could this experiment have happened? The U.S. Public Health Service was run by idealistic physician scientists. They were eager to use the combined weapons of germ theory, sanitation, basic research, and public education to fight and conquer disease. Syphilis, with more than 300,000 new cases every year, was an early target. As part of this campaign, the Public Health Service launched 6 pilot projects in the South in predominantly poor black communities. These efforts were partially supported by state and philanthropic funds. One project was in Macon County, Alabama. In 1930, government doctors arrived with high hopes and an ambitious plan to diagnose and treat as many as 10,000 people. Effective therapy would require an arduous and sometimes painful course of treatment with toxic compounds administered over a year and a half. Initial blood testing revealed an epidemic rate of syphilis in Macon County. 35% of the black men and women here were infected. But the Public Health Service had underestimated the costs of providing treatment to so many. And they hadn't counted on the Great Depression lasting so long. By the end of 1931, there was not enough money to continue the program. Of the thousands infected, the Public Health Service had treated only 1,400. And of these, many did not receive the full course of therapy. The government doctors pulled out, leaving the men and women here to the mercy of the disease. But this was not to be the end of the Macon County Syphilis Project.